they still painting all the stuff? Looks good. I don't get to see this often. At the art gallery, and we're seeing this, and they're still painting some of the wall murals, and how cool does that look? So we're going to get coffee first, and then we're going to check out the exhibition. I like this one because it's all the mythical, like, horror story creatures that we see in Japan. We have the umbrella, the long neck lady, the oni demon, the tanuki shape-shifting raccoon bear, kappa, and yeah, and typical ghost. There's stories to each one, old folks tale and things. So I like this one. I think it's my favorite so far. Wow. There's our cafe. Supernatural Japan. Excellent. Alright, it's all like in theme with the event. Like it. And the colourful flowers. Wow. Look at this. They have the frostings. All the ghosts and demons. It looks a bit creepy though. It's chochin, which is lanterns. Look at all that. So we're in, they have the chochin lanterns, and it's very interesting to see how true to the Japanese mythical tales and things that they keep it to. So far so good. It's hard to hear all the elements, the cultural elements of the Japanese supernatural. They have the writings in Japanese as well. The books. Wow. Wow, it's a touchscreen. Wow. This is incredible. There's so much detail. This is so this is all acrylic canvas mounted onto camera by Murakami Takeshi. It is insanely good. The rainbow colours, and you can even see the little tiny intricate details. You can tell it's a Japanese person who done this because no one is this much of a perfectionist. The ship and the deer, just waiting for them to move. They look so animated, so full of life. You can see the movement in all the paintings. This is definitely a living painting. And the cherry blossoms, you have to have cherry blossom in a Japanese artwork. Wow. Now the creepiest room. This room is going to give so many people nightmares. Oh, there's another one. Wow, you guys. Just notice the details. This is incredible. Cat comes out a lot in the most recent supernatural tale of Japan. These are fairy-like creatures, but they remind me of the Ghibli Princess Mononoke forest fairies. last couple of days has been pretty rough because my bunnies started fighting out of nowhere. They're sisters from the same litter, and they were already pre-bonded really, really close, as you guys seen in the videos of my previous vlogs. And because it's spring, they started becoming very territorial and just tornadoing and fighting and just not getting along. They do have pockets of where they'll lay near each other, or Snoopy will clean Betsy's face and things, but they had to be separated. Snoopy is in the hallway because she's quite flexible of where she can be. Betsy is in the main area. They both got plenty of space, their own litter box. I tried to feed them together, which was fine for the first couple of minutes. And then Betsy started to, become very, territorial. And they began to fight, but I stopped it just before they did. I gave them snacks and then separated them again, so it wasn't all negative, because I didn't want them to be separated with the very last thing being they were about to fight. I'm hoping it's just the spring season that their hormone levels are crazy. While I'm away for work, I decided to separate them. They can still see each other because we have a baby gate, as you guys have also seen in my previous vlogs. I put Snoopy's litter box and food near the gate just so she could smell and see Betsy, and vice versa. I hope they will work it out. I'm going to switch locations for the separations when I get back in 2 days. And just so they're exposed to each other's smell and territory, because they've been chinning, which is they rub their chin onto various objects to mark their territory as well. So I'm going to switch them up and then try and rebond them slowly. Lucky I have 2 areas. I think it's good if I keep switching their areas so they have each other's smell consistently around them. We'll see how it goes, but if you guys have any advice, please comment down below. They're fine for a short while, and then they start, jumping at each other. They haven't bled or broken each other's skin. There has been some hair that fluffed out or been pulled out, but there's no blood or anything drawn, which is good. It's just rough. I hope they get rebonded and it's just a seasonal thing, which does happen. We just have to wait and see how it goes. And they just hit their 2-year mark. They're teenagers. They're very energetic, very, very healthy. It's a bit sad, but I know that Snoopy wants to get along with Betsy more because she kind of doesn't have a hind leg up. She crawls over and tries to groom her, but Betsy is a bit more agitated. She was the less dominant one, but I think she's trying to be dominant now. They weren't humping each other as much before. It's just once in a blue moon, and it'll go both ways, but we shall see. I guess rebonding and keeping them separated is the way to go. I don't want to give either of them up because I love them both, and I don't want either of them to be lonely. If I had to rebond with another bunny anyway, I may as well give it a go with them. See how long I can do that for. If I have to keep them separate, I might be able to. We'll have to see. I'm going to give it a good couple of months, unless things get really, really bad or one of them gets extremely stressed. Then I have to do the tough decision where I have to rehome one of them. Hopefully I could avoid that completely. But it was a bit sad. But they're very friendly towards me now because of it, especially Snoopy. They let us hold it, or if we need to separate it, they don't resist to be picked up to be moved, or resist when they're picked up to be put together, which is quite odd. They both hated being picked up, so I avoided it unless I had to. Now they're quite reluctant to it, whether or not it's because they're stressed and they don't want to, fight over it or resist it. I don't know what's happening, but they'll come up to me, sniff, and chin my leg or something to mark their territory. It's very odd. But yeah, if they're in the same room, I'm there physically so I can separate them. But they'll lay near each other and, you know, be in each other's peripheral vision, but they won't cuddle next to each other. I don't want to stress them out too much, like putting them in the car, having them in a cage, or anything else like that. I don't know if that's actually good for them. I feel that it's very traumatic. I will give it a go if nothing else works, but I'm trying other more peaceful ways, more humane ways to do it before I go into the stress bonding, which has been recommended. But I don't know. I know animals are different. They work differently. They feel differently. There's a lot we need to learn about them. But if I was forced into a close space with someone that I didn't like, and then I was like traumatized and scared to death to the point where I want to rely on them, I wouldn't be happy. I know that way does work, but I don't know. I'm very too sympathetic about it. Tough love has to come in at one point. I do realize that, but I want to try other methods just for the hell of it. Give it a go. They are fine with them sometimes with each other. Like they'll lay next to each other, or one of them will groom each other's eyes for small moments. So I feel like there is hope that I don't need to aggravate them or make them feel extremely stressed in a negative way. I feel like I have a better chance of rebonding them with those signs that they're giving the most bunnies that are fighting. We shall see. So that's why I think it's seasonal. My housemate is taking care of them at the moment. He is so good with them. He may as well be a dad to them. Yeah, we'll see. Also, I make sure there is enough food, more positive input, their snacks and everything. Lots of hay, very clean area. I steam mopped every corner of the house before I separated them, just so they have a neutral smell to begin with. Yeah, I cleaned everything just to, yeah, I heard smell affects them too, so that's why. Any advice? I am all ears, very open-minded, especially peaceful methods. They're not caged, they are free roaming. The whole apartment is bunny proofed. So yeah, they have toys. They're not much of a toy people. They like tunnels and cardboard cylinders and things like that. I've tried every toy under the sun. They don't like most of them. They're very simple creatures. They like to jump up and down on the couches, zoom around the house. They both have sufficient space, as you guys have seen in my vlog. They don't like any other toys, so rather than keeping them around and having clutter, I remove them because they're scared of most toys. It's so strange, but yeah, I just want them to have each other because they are sisters and they love company, especially of bunnies. I've read bunnies like other bunnies companies that they've bonded with rather than being alone. We shall see. Wish me luck. So I didn't record them fighting or any of that because I purely didn't have a chance to, and my priority was making sure they're okay. I know that it'll be easy for you guys to advise me on things to see how they are physically behaving, but you know, I can't predict when they're gonna fight unless it happens, because sometimes they walk past each other and nothing happens if they're in the same vicinity. It really does happen out of the blue, and I'd rather stop the fight before it escalates any worse and it becomes a really bad fight than record something on my camera. I don't have in-home like security cameras in my living room or pet cameras or anything else like that. If I did, then I might be able to pull a footage, but I don't. So yeah, that's why I don't have videos of them tornadoing and chasing each other, jumping up high, like death stairs and stuff. I just chose not to grab my phone. I chose to break up the fight and, you know, try and give them a more happier environment, happier moment, whether it's a snack or patting them to calm them down together, or separating them if it's really bad. So if you guys want a video, I can get it, but I'm not really enthusiastic about it because it'll just break my heart that they keep fighting and I don't stop it. I would hate if one of them, you know, accidentally bit each other too hard, or they injure themselves because I was so busy filming or trying to get video. I don't know. If it gets really, really bad, I'll try and take a video because there's nothing else to do. But to me, taking a video or stress bonding them is in the same category. It's a last resort. I might even stress bond them maybe before or after I take the video to get your advice. But yeah, I don't know. There's some moments where it's not appropriate to film, and I feel like this is one of them. I don't want to, you know, capitalize on the situation. I feel really guilty about it, and yeah, I'm only asking because I really would like another opinion. I'm really hoping it's just spring and that's why they're just in heat and stuff, but I'm sure we'll get through it. I'm sure that we'll figure something out, but until then it's just, yeah, so sorry I don't have video of it. It's just not in my mind. Like, I didn't even think about filming it, you know. I thought about making sure that they're okay, and I break up the fight.